Welcome to Celebrity Page TV. I'm SONIA Isabelle in our New York City newsroom, along with James Vaughn, who's keeping us covered out west.
Hey, Sonia, we're tracking pop culture news from around the world. Here's what's on today's episode.
I feel like I've been holding this juicy secret for the last, year.
It's the show everyone is binging, but how will Ozark actually end? We're going straight to the stars for some answers.
Also,
I think we're really on to something, and I'm very excited about it.
Kelsey Grammer's been making us laugh for decades, but now he's moving behind the scenes to celebrate other comedians.
Plus,
I love this show. I think it's smart and funny.
SNL great Gasteyer swings by to take her new sitcom out for a test drive. But first, we've got all the dish about the stars taking part in this year's big game. With all due respect to the players, what fans really can't wait for is the halftime show. Dr. Dre assembling the Avengers of hip-hop, calling in Mary J. Blige, Eminem, Kendrick Lamar, and Snoop Dogg. Together, they'll take the stage at LA's SoFi Stadium.
Just to have me a part of it is some amazing I'm glad to be a part of it.
It's just too much. It's amazing. I can't believe it's happening.
The big game, famous for drawing celebrities, but with the festivities in Los Angeles, expect even more stars in the stands and in the commercials.
Excuse me?
Doritos bringing in big names like Megan Thee Stallion and Charlie Puth. Also, keep an eye out for Idris Elba, some NFL legends, the Budweiser Clydesdales, and even Ashton Kutcher's ex and current wife together. We'll be watching it all Sunday, February 13th on NBC.
Into the second 1080. That is going to put Chloe Kim up on top.
If that weren't enough, NBC also broadcasting the Winter Games. Gold medalist Chloe Kim and Shaun White ready to defend their titles.
5 on the board for Team USA.
But a big change this year because of COVID concerns. NBC deciding not to send its announcers to China. Instead, their commentators calling the events from back here in the U.S. The game's now underway on both NBC and Peacock.
Why are they lying about all this?
It's too late to stop.
And if sports aren't your thing, there's also something new on the big screen. Oscar winner Halle Berry starring in Moonfall, the sci-fi thriller about a mysterious event that sends our moon on a collision course with Earth.
Because the pandemic is so much, I think, a part of our everyday life right now, a movie like this sort of resonated with me in a different way. I thought it would be more relatable now than ever before.
Moonfall is in theaters now, and that's today's dish. The Dish continues now with the latest headlines from Us Weekly. Correspondent Christina Garibaldi is here. Always good seeing you. So tell us, what's in your newest issue?
Well, Sonia, we are so excited because Rihanna is welcoming her first baby with her boyfriend, A$AP Rocky. Now, a source tells us that the couple are absolutely thrilled after she debuted her baby bump, of course, in style, while taking a walk through New York City on January 28th, rocking a $29,000 outfit. So this baby will definitely be styling. Now, a source adds that Rihanna has wanted to be a mother for years now, and that the rapper is obsessed with Rihanna and has never loved her more. So they're both very, very excited to be parents.
And what other stories are you covering this week?
We also have some news on Jennifer Garner. Since reconnecting with John Miller back in May of 2021, after a brief split, we hear that these two are spending some serious quality time together. A source tells us that they love to cook together and chill out on the weekends with their family. Now, according to a source, things are getting pretty serious between the two of them, and she is ready to take the next step. A source adds that John admits to friends that he sees Jen as marriage material, so it's really just a matter of time before these two make things official.
Thanks so much, Christina. For more stories like these, check out the new issue of Us Weekly. Now let's turn our attention to Black History Month.
Yes, Sonia, we all know the comedy legends Chris Rock, Kevin Hart, and Steve Harvey, but do you know where they first got their start? Today we're finding out in this Equality Spotlight.
Comics back then were predominantly white, and I said, man, there's so many funny people doing comedy in the hood, but there was no one there to see them.
Back in the 90s, opportunities for black comedians were few and far between. That is, until Guy Torry started something called Fat Tuesdays at LA's famous Comedy Store.
This Fat Tuesdays dream was a dream of mine for years underground, and I just stuck with it and I believed in it.
Hollywood don't want to come to the hood, so let's take the hood to Hollywood.
Every Tuesday is in this room, Fat Tuesday.
That once-a-week showcase finally giving Black stand-up comedians a place to shine and to be discovered.
Black comedians, we've been doing this since the beginning of time, but there was a place. Sometimes if people won't give you a place to perform, you have to create your own.
When hip hop was brewing, we knew it was something different in our art. We knew we needed to share something new, and that's why that platform, they shared each other's successes.
It was the neighborhood.
For the first time, I was able to do Black humor.
Man, this was really our space.
Now the story of Fat Tuesdays being told in a new docu-series with some big-name support, including the legendary Kelsey Grammer and Oscar-nominated producer Reginald Hudlin.
There's so many stars. In the show, you'll see how Fat Tuesdays gave Chris Tucker one of the biggest breaks in his career. And suddenly, he went from an up-and-coming star to being in The Fifth Element, a big international science fiction extravaganza.
There's a community of really funny people over here that this community in Hollywood doesn't really know too much about. And to put them two together.
One of the great renaissances of Black comedians being ushered in.
People became stars, man.
Learn the full story of Fat Tuesdays. It's streaming now on Prime Video.
From comedy, let's turn to drama. Two of the hottest shows out right now are Ozark on Netflix and The Gilded Age on HBO. And today the stars are taking us behind the scenes for this edition of What's Trending.
Omar Navarro wants to cut a deal with the FBI.
What would it take?
More than he's willing to give.
Actress Jessica Francis Duke back for the final season of the smash hit Ozark.
If you won't protect my family, I won't protect yours.
Jessica going toe-to-toe with Jason Bateman and Laura Linney as FBI Special Agent Maya Miller.
I think that she is a woman of justice, but justice has many definitions, and I think that Maya has to figure out what justice needs in this situation. And every time I think she thinks she has it figured out, she's just thrown another loop.
The only thing that matters is what you did, and what you did was wrong.
Netflix just dropping the first 7 episodes of the final season with 7 more on the way.
I'm really, really excited for the fans to see where this journey goes. Season 4 is just so satisfying. It's so worth the wait. And so many things get tied up in ways that I don't think people are gonna be too happy about, and some might be very happy about. So it's a whirlwind.
Ozark is streaming now on Netflix. Over on HBO Max.
George Russell is a power in the land. Before long, you'll put money into his pocket with every train ticket you buy.
It's a different type of drama on the new series The Gilded Age. Actor Morgan Spector are part of the new money that's making New York's old rich uncomfortable.
He and his wife, Bertha, have built themselves an enormous fortune, and with that fortune, they've built themselves an enormous new house on 65th Street, and that really signifies the beginning of their struggle to enter the highest echelons of New York society.
You chose the house.
Well, I didn't know how things worked then. Now I do.
Morgan sharing the screen with legends like Carrie Coon, Christine Baranski, and Cynthia Nixon.
It's hard not to have a good time when you have such great scene partners.
And with the series created by the same man behind Downton Abbey, there's even talk of a crossover.
I'm afraid New York can be quite challenging at first. We haven't found it so, have we, George?
There is no challenge you are not equal to, my dear.
The Gilded Age is streaming now on HBO Max.
It's time for today's See Her Celebrity Spotlight. Each week we celebrate women in the entertainment industry who are bringing talent and authenticity to the roles they take on and off screen. Well, today we're shining the spotlight on actress Anna Gasteyer. Here's today's See Her Spotlight.
I'm stealing your hubcaps. It's fine. I'm the new CEO.
Anna is back on NBC doing what she does best, making us laugh.
I'd like to think of all of you guys as musicians, and I am just the conductor.
The SNL alum now starring in the new comedy American Auto as the CEO of a car company.
As a person who is kind of a CEO of our own little company, I do feel, like it's a good time for this role on television.
It's not a woman, it's a car.
All cars are women, everyone knows that.
Well, this car is a man, okay?
Figures. First car to do the driving, and it's a man. She's brought in to move the company into the future, and she comes from Big Pharma, so her morals are somewhat questionable, but she's a good girl boss, and she doesn't know anything about cars, but she doesn't let that get in her way. And you're listening to
the delicious dish.
Anna not letting anything get in her way, from her days performing on SNL to writing and producing movies.
It was the cause of it all.
And even recording her own music.
You have to kind of invent things as you go. I mean, you can't, as an actor, there are plenty of actors, I guess, that sit around and wait for the phone to ring, but I get bored.
What is that? Molly.
Something else that keeps Anna from getting bored, her friendships with other female comedians who she's been close with since Saturday Night Live.
It's the greatest thing that came out of the show for me. I mean, obviously, it's a once-in-a-lifetime and a career-making show. It changed the trajectory of everything that happened thereafter, but the way that I would not have anticipated while I was there is that because it gave me a community and a sort of sisterhood that I could turn to really consistently.
Look for Anna in American Auto Tuesdays on NBC or streaming on Peacock. And for more information, visit seeher.com.
Still to come.
We're trying to figure out the whodunit of it all.
Hallmark star Ryan McPartlin tells us about starring in and writing a brand new murder mystery. And later,
your grandmother saying to me, let him know that the dog's here. Let him know that the dog's here.
See how psychic medium Matt Fraser shocked one of our own correspondents. It's all ahead on Celebrity Page TV.
Charbroiled Hot Dogs is the only charbroiled restaurant in Las Vegas. Weenie's Charbroiled has a full menu of hot dogs, foot-long cheese chili dogs, pizza logs, Senoran Mexican hot dogs on bolillo buns, and Chicago-style Italian beefs served wet with jardinera. Mention this ad for a complimentary Loganberry drink with your order. Family-friendly with dine-in and carry-out service. Weenie's Charbroiled Hot Dogs.
If you don't come to Weenie's,
go Weenie's!
We know what it feels like to be unhappy and unhealthy, and we want to help you get to happy and healthy. We have nutrition programs, we have personal training, boot camp classes, CrossFit classes, and excellent coaching to help you get to where you want to be. But the best part of it is that we start by sitting down with you one-on-one. And we talk about your goals and we talk about your life's journey so far. And it's a free meeting where we figure out your life plan together. You're finally going to have help becoming the happiest and healthiest you can be.
Welcome back. Kristen Bell is back on Netflix in a thrilling new series with a long title, The Woman in the House Across the Street from the Girl in the Window. And correspondent Rachel Smith talked to Kristen and her co-stars about the suspenseful new show.
And I'm here because I woke up this morning convinced I'd witnessed a murder.
Right away with the title of this series, you know this is not your standard fare.
Exactly, and I'm so glad you said that because there was talk of shortening the title, and ultimately we decided it needs this long title to let people know what to sort of set the tone, because it is so different what we're doing.
One of the best things about suspense thrillers is trying to figure out what's going to happen. And I pride myself on usually figuring out those twists and turns, but I did not guess the ending on this one. So congratulations, well done.
Thank you. That's what we set out to do from the beginning, and I think through good writing, direction, and some performances, I think we were able to pull it off.
Tom, I mean, for you have so many layers to play with this part. You know, a father, kind of a love interest potentially. I mean, what was it most about this script that drew you to the project?
I mean, it was the completely original tone. I'd never read anything like it, and then once we were on set, I'd never been in anything like it, where you're actually getting a chance every day to do something that felt new.
It's a different experience for us as the viewer, but what is the most suspenseful part of shooting a thriller like this?
Oh, wow. Buckle up, it has to do with my bladder. Because the most suspenseful part is that in these thrillers, particularly the ones that are written by women for women, there's a lot of wine. And I was drinking so much hibiscus tea throughout this series. The suspense was, when are we gonna cut and will I make it to the restroom?
Spoiler, she didn't.
Time for more trending stories from CelebrityPage.com. Our social producer, Ricky Cornish, joins us from Las Vegas. And Ricky, you just had a powerful interview with psychic medium Matt Frazier.
Yeah, Sonia, it was unbelievable. Before Matt hits the stage for 2 new shows in Vegas, I had the chance to experience his gift firsthand.
You had a friend of yours that died as well. Because I'm not kidding.
Oh my God, yes, that's exactly right.
I couldn't believe what I was hearing. Matt Frazier blowing my mind just as he does for many others around the world thanks to his psychic abilities as a medium.
You know, it's truly amazing because I never know what's going to happen. Every single event is different.
The star now returning to Las Vegas for 2 powerful shows at the Venetian.
Due to popular demand, you're coming back to Las Vegas.
Oh my God, I can't even believe I'm coming. Are you kidding me? What I love about these shows is that it's exactly what you see on television. I'm all around the room, you know, really trying to help as many people as I can reconnect with their loved ones on the other side. The best part about what I do is seeing people being able to heal and to be able to go on with their lives. Death is not the end. It's just a change in world.
You can see Matt in person February 11th and 12th at the Venetian Resort in Las Vegas. For more trending stories, head to CelebrityPage.com.
Just ahead, our new interview with music legend Don McLean talking American Pie and getting flowers from Taylor Swift. That's coming up on Celebrity Page TV.
Charbroiled Hot Dogs is the only charbroiled restaurant in Las Vegas. Weenie's Charbroiled has a full menu of hot dogs, foot-long cheese chili dogs, pizza logs, Sonoran Mexican hot dogs on bolillo buns, and Chicago-style Italian beefs served wet with jardinera. Mention this ad for a complimentary Loganberry drink with your order. Family-friendly with dine-in and carry-out service. Weenie's Charbroiled Hot Dogs.
If you don't come to Weenie's,
We know what it feels like to be unhappy and unhealthy, and we want to help you get to happy and healthy. We have nutrition programs, we have personal training, boot camp classes, CrossFit classes, and excellent coaching to help you get to where you want to be. But the best part of it is that we start by sitting down with you one-on-one. And we talk about your goals and we talk about your life's journey so far. And it's a free meeting where we figure out your life plan together. You're finally going to have help becoming the happiest and healthiest you can be.
It's an all-star kind of weekend in Sin City. Here's today's Vegas headliners. Just a few years ago, Vegas had no major sports franchises. Today, it's home to hockey's Golden Knights and to football's Raiders. Now the city playing host to both the NHL All-Star Game and the NFL's Pro Bowl. Both events happening the weekend of February 4th through the 6th.
Welcome back to Celebrity Page TV. It's hard to believe, but the hit song American Pie is now 50 years old. I recently got to chat with singer Don McLean about the song's enduring legacy and the stories surrounding it.
Long, long time ago, I can still remember how that music used to make me smile.
Even after a long, long time, Don McLean's classic song is still making us smile. Congratulations on the 50th anniversary of American Pie going #1. Can you believe this song is still so beloved all these years later?
Really, it comes down to my life because my life is so intertwined with this song. So it's all been very, very positive. And then all of a sudden you look around and there's this anniversary, which my people in Nashville said, you know, we want to make a big deal out of this because it's 50 years.
Within minutes after takeoff, the airplane crashed, killing everyone on board and changing the timeline of pop music forever.
The song's inspiration actually a tragic one about the loss of singers Ritchie Valens, the Big Bopper, and Buddy Holly in a 1959 plane crash. Can you share the backstory with us about what inspired the song American Pie? As you know, people love to speculate about the lyrics.
Well, this backstory is always the same. It's the love of Buddy Holly, which I kept with me from the day I discovered he died. I love Buddy Holly like crazy.
Something touched me deep inside the day. The music died.
Even though the song was nearly 9 minutes in length, it shot to the top of the charts and stayed the longest #1 hit until last year when Taylor Swift dethroned Dawn.
I remember it all too well.
Her 10-minute song, All Too Well, becoming the new top song with the longest running time.
Passing the torch on to Taylor Swift. I mean, how did that feel to pass the torch to her?
She's a powerhouse, and I'm really happy that we have an artist like her around, because she's very, very successful. She's very productive. She's a classy lady.
That classy lady even sending Don flowers to mark the occasion. And even after all his past success, Don's still recording new music and now back on tour. For more information on tour dates, head to donmcclain.com.
When we come back,
here we are, a murder happens, it's at a beauty pageant, and everyone's a suspect.
Behind the scenes of Hallmark's newest murder mystery. That's coming up on Celebrity Page TV.
Charbroiled Hot Dogs is the only charbroiled restaurant in Las Vegas. Weenie's Charbroiled has a full menu of hot dogs, foot-long cheese chili dogs, pizza logs, Sonoran Mexican hot dogs on bolillo buns, and Chicago-style Italian beefs served wet with jardinera. Mention this ad for a complimentary Loganberry drink with your order. Family-friendly with dine-in and carry-out service. Weenie's Charbroiled Hot Dogs.
If you don't come to Weenie's,
We know what it feels like to be unhappy and unhealthy, and we want to help you get to happy and healthy. We have nutrition programs, we have personal training, boot camp classes, CrossFit classes, and excellent coaching to help you get to where you want to be. But the best part of it is that we start by sitting down with you one-on-one. And we talk about your goals and we talk about your life's journey so far. And it's a free meeting where we figure out your life plan together. You're finally going to have help becoming the happiest and healthiest you can be.
Welcome back to Celebrity Page TV. Hallmark wasting no time in 2022, already releasing brand new movies. And today we're going behind the scenes with the stars of the new mystery Cut Color Murder.
Welcome to the Miss Golden Peak Pageant.
She's dead. A mysterious death at a beauty pageant sets the stage for this new Hallmark whodunit. Ryan McPartlin both starring in the film and co-writing the script.
I sat down with Jason Filardi and Walt Becker, and we said, hey, if we're to write one of these Hallmark mysteries, we sat in a diner and we said, what do we want it to be? And we said, well, let's make it a hairstylist, a beautician, and then let's give her a partner that she's going to work with, and it's the new guy. It's the new detective in town.
Fred tells me you're quite the amateur detective.
I guess I'm good at reading people.
With Ryan playing that new detective in town, it's actress Julie Gonzalo taking on the role of the hairdresser.
You know, you always hear about how hairstylists or you know, they're kind of a therapy. You know, you go get your hair done, you go get, you know, and you just chat and you tell them everything for some reason.
Your husband, he was killed in the line of duty. What happened?
And while the storyline is a fresh cut for Hallmark, Ryan hoping it's only the beginning of a potential new franchise.
She is still mourning the loss of her husband, and that's going to be a really fun thing to play out. Knock on wood. Hopefully we get a lot more of these stories to tell.
Absolutely. I would love to do another one, and however many they want to give us. I mean, Ryan, you just have to get to writing. Just so they can have, just in case.
You look really familiar to me. Have we met?
Cut Color Murder premieres Sunday, February 6th on Hallmark Movies and Mysteries.
Yeah, it looks like a good one. All right, James, thank you. For James and the entire team, I'm Sonia Isabel. Thanks so much for hanging out with us. We'll be back next week. And of course, we always have you covered on celebritypage.com for your daily trending stories.